So there's this topic I have not talked about yet on the channel, and I'm actually pretty surprised that I haven't talked about it. You might have already seen other people talk about it, but I'm gonna be talking about it today. So Splatoon stages. So far we have only seen like 3 stages in Splatoon 3 so far, but 2 of those stages are the brand new ones going into Splatoon 3, so that leaves us with 30 plus another minus, which is the Museum del Foncino, which is also going into Splatoon 3, so that is 29 right there. In this video I'm going to be talking about what stages could return into Splatoon 3. It might just be the Splatoon 1 stages, some Splatoon 2 stages, or it might be all of them, who knows. Splatoon 1 has 16 stages and Splatoon 2 over here with 23 stages, but 9 of the stages in Splatoon 2 are the ones from Splatoon 1. They were just ported over into Splatoon 2. So Splatoon 2 has 14 original stages and Splatoon 1 has 16. So Splatoon 1 has more original stages. So there are 20 possible maps that could be ported into Splatoon 3. There are 6 stages that have not returned yet, and those 6 stages have a higher chance of returning back into Splatoon 3 since they weren't seen in Splatoon 2. These 6 stages are some stages that we as a Splatoon community would love to have in Splatoon 3. For example, here we have Mahi Mahi Resort, Flounder Heights, I'll get back to that later, Salt Spray Rig, Bluefin Depot, Hammerhead Bridge, and Urchin Underpass. Now, I don't know if you guys heard or saw this, but Flounder Heights over here appeared in the trailer for the Splatoon 3 story mode of the return of the mammalians. Someone on Twitter named Cosmo said they were watching something on YouTube, and then they stumbled across the trailer again when they're like 1 minute and 10 seconds in. They see a little glimpse from a part of Flounder Heights. They see like this type of little water tower on the side there, and it does match up with Flounder Heights. Now, I'm not saying that this stage is confirmed to be returning, but it did show up in the trailer, so it could maybe only be for the single player mode, or it could also be for the multiplayer mode. This stage also represents a lot of having apartments if you haven't seen the stage already. So I don't see why Nintendo wouldn't put this stage in Splatoon 3 since we're all over here talking about us wanting apartments. So this stage could be the stage of apartments, you know. I also find it funny how like earlier last year, I think it was, I'm not sure when it was, the account for Splatoon Japan or Nintendo Japan posted job applications for renovation of existing stages from previous games of Splatoon 1 and 2. So that could mean that they could be bringing back stages from Splatoon 1 that have not been in Splatoon 2 yet, but they are just like changing the stages just a bit to make sure it's fair for everyone to play on, because I'm not gonna lie, some of the stages in Splatoon 1, it was pretty unfair for some of the weapons you were using. If you don't know what I'm talking about, let me give you an example of Salt Spray Rig. Salt Spray Rig was a very unique type of stage, not like any other stage I have seen in Splatoon yet. Salt Spray Rig was very thin, and I know all the Splatoon 1 stages were very thin, but Salt Spray Rig was like thin. It was like everything you could imagine it to be. There were so many spots where players could like camp, like you can get splatted easily since there wasn't that much room to move around in. And let's talk about Hammerhead Bridge. I'm not gonna lie, I have not heard anyone talk about this stage at all until now. Hammerhead Bridge was an alright stage. It's a bridge, but when you are like using ink brushes, rollers, whatever, they pretty much have a unfair advantage when coming on walking across the bridge where you can't really ink it there. So if someone is shooting at you, you can't really defend yourself, so you can't hide in your ink or anything like that. Now Bluefin Depot is a stage I really want to return in Splatoon 3, but will it really is my question. I can only pray. Bluefin was also a very unique stage to me that I really loved. It's just that I've heard some people just complain about it because enemies can get into your base very easily without you noticing, especially when you're playing like ranked battles. And for snipers, they can be very OP for that stage since they have the longer range, and the other opponents using like shooters and that other type of class of weapons, they don't really have that longer range like snipers do. Maybe that's why I like the stage, because you know. And let's talk about Urchin Underpass. Urchin Underpass, I'm just gonna say that straight up right now, I don't think it will be returning into Splatoon 3 since we have Etel Alley, which I guess represents like the first stage of Splatoon 3. Like for Splatoon 2, we had the reef to be like the first stage of that. So Urchin Underpass was Splatoon 1's first stage to be revealed for the entire game, so I don't really see Urchin Underpass returning unless they like change the stage up a bit to make it more better. So there you have it. There are my predictions of what stages I think might return. We either have Mahi Mahi, Flounder Heights, Salisbury Rig, Bluefin Depot, Hammerhead Bridge, and maybe Urchin Underpass. And some stages from Splatoon 2 as well, not just Splatoon 1, but I was trying to focus on the stages that we have not gotten in Splatoon 2 yet. What do you guys think of this? Let me know down below in the comment section below. What stages do you think will be returning into Splatoon 3? Thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.